welcome to the weekend wrap-up. It's your boy Rafi. Make way, make way. We have a new king of the dipshits being crowned today. It was hard-earned and well-deserved. I'm talking about the 25-year-old who took 8 scoops of pre-workout for a total of 1,600 milligrams of caffeine and basically meth all at once for clout and landed himself in the hospital. Turns out it was a literal big brain move. Also this week we have Eddie Hall coming out of nowhere starting shit with our boy Thor still months out before the big fight. Let's get into it.
Yeah, buddy. It's on now.
Alright, so this whole thing with Eddie and Thor started with 4-time World's Strongest Man and beefy boy Brian Shaw posting a throwback to the 2015 World's Strongest Man competition with his 3rd victory. And, as a good friend and former competitor does, Thor comments, "Good luck at this year's World's Strongest Man. Hope you get your 5th title. Go kick ass." Then, out of nowhere, Eddie Hall swoops in, calls him a fake friend, and refers to the last time that Thor and Brian competed, and Thor's team claimed that Brian cheated on the deadlift. And Eddie said, quote, "Take your fate, good luck. I'm fuck off." Now, was Thor going to take this and ignore it? Of course not. He came down and thunderclapped Eddie's ass cheeks with the hammer in his pants, writing back, "Stop being so hard behind the keyboard, Eddie. Focus on your training, mate. See you soon." So, if you're Brian Shaw right now, you're just watching mom and dad fight, but in this case, there's no chance that they'll be having makeup sex anytime soon. Can't say for sure, but either way, somebody's getting their mouth destroyed in September. Here's my take. It's probably just for show. That being said, this is good for the sport and the industry. We need a little drama. Like, look at bodybuilding. I think the last rivalry we had was Phil Heath and Kai Green before he became like the king of Indy and started swinging on shit. Also, on the topic of royalty, everyone bow down to King Dipshit, TIk Toker JA. YouTuber Chubby Emu does a lot of videos on people doing dumb shit and what it does to their brain. And the topic of discussion this month was a TikTok boy being taken to the hospital after his mother found him unresponsive on the floor as a result of dry scooping. Dry scooping is thought to make the pre-work faster because it bypasses the water and lets you digest it faster. Obviously, that's not true. Don't skip the flavor matrix, kids. When I was in junior high, we had the cinnamon challenge, which was incredibly stupid, but the extent of what could happen just involved not being able to breathe, maybe going to a coma, maybe die in really extreme cases, but you know, overall not the worst thing in the world. Now, pair that same risk with whatever the fuck is in this guy's pre-workout, and you've got yourself a Flex Seal guarantee of doing a lot of damage. So this kid takes 2 scoops of pre, feels like he's choking, so he does what anyone would do. Close your eyes and swallow harder instead of, I don't know, chasing it with water. So now come the enablers. He posts this to TikTok, gets a ton of followers, likes, interactions. So what's he supposed to do now? He can't just do the same thing again. He has to raise the stakes. And here's where the problem starts. Instead of 2 scoops, this man dry scoops 4 servings all at once, and just like last time, he starts feeling like he's choking. So again, he does what anyone would do and chases it with water that has 4 more scoops of pre-workout already mixed in, because hey, that's hilarious and that'll get the views, right? Nothing bad's gonna happen here. At 200 milligrams a serving and 8 scoops, that's 1,600 milligrams of caffeine. That is shotgunning a little over 5 bangs all at once. But it might not even have been the caffeine that did this guy in. I guess whatever pre-workout this guy used had beta-phenylethylamine in it, and if you do some Da Vinci Code shit, the compound is something that sounds like amphetamine, which is also close to methamphetamine, meth. So whatever chemical was in this was telling his brain, hey, pump the shit out of his heart, and the brain said, bet. After finding out how this guy ended up drinking an ungodly amount of caffeine and garbage, it's not as ridiculous as it sounds. He didn't hop on TikTok for the first time and say, I'm going to give myself brain damage today. He started out with 2 dry scoops, something that people do all the time, not a crazy amount. But it proved to give him clout, so he just kept pushing and pushing. This is how people end up doing things that they never thought that they were capable of. It's the same thing with porn. How do you end up watching Zootopia furry hentai porn? You don't start by looking up Judy Hopps Rule 34 right off the bat. It starts with watching the standard stuff with humans, and then you just keep taking it to the next level until one day you wake up and you realize you're 1 step away from committing a crime. And with that disturbing imagery, that brings us to the hospital. This guy couldn't open his eyes on his own. His pupils are different sizes. He didn't respond to his name. His blood pressure was 3 times the normal rate and was going so fast that the machine in the hospital couldn't even get a reading on it. Everyone thinks he's basically donezo at this point. This dude took so much pre-workout that he got brain bleeds and was literally going big brain because it was swelling against his skull. The doctors had no clue what was going on until his mom opened his phone and saw the latest TikTok of her son dry scooping for clout. Imagine that's how your mom and the doctors found out. They think it was this freak accident. The doc's all worried because they don't know how to treat you, because they don't know what you took. none of your stuff showing up in the drug test, and your medical history says no prior issues. You're a healthy 25-year-old, and it turns out you were just being a dumbass. I do not know how this guy is doing. I'm assuming he's all right because people are talking about it. Hopefully this guy recovers and people stop doing dumb shit that can make your brain and heart explode for clout. Now, I get why some people dry scoop. They think it works faster. They don't want to chug all that extra water because maybe they're already hydrated. So here's what I do. I use Animal Pump that comes from this container that it's about as big as Thor's Limp Biscuit. All the stuff comes in pills. The red one has the stimulants, so you don't have to take it if you're trying to cut down on caffeine or if you're about to train at night. And I'm telling you, it will make your sack bigger and your lifts larger. Animal isn't paying me to say this, but I wish they would. Animal, look at the kind of quality advertising that you're missing out on. Anyways, enough shelling. Let's get on to it with the juiciest memes of the week. This week, we got subpar powerlifting memes, Jack 3D memes, Bolo Swaggins, Cheaper Gym, Natty Boy Gym memes, The Gains, Squat Bench Deadlift, Barbell EXE, and the Italian Tank Powerlifting. Absolute gold from these guys as always. Also, go follow the Squat Bench Deadlift backup because the Zuck hates funny memes and he's got deactivated like 3 times this week. Account is in the caption. As always, thank you for keeping us laughing our asses off. See you next week.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.